How you doing, guys? This is Twitch with Ugly HP. Today we're going to be working on a Sears Craftsman tractor. We're going to be replacing the steering sector gear and the drag link. This one happens to be adjustable. A lot of times on your lawn mowers, a lot of the wheels, one of the wheels is always turned one way. So today we're going to be fixing that problem. So what we have is we have the lawnmower jacked up. Got a jack holding up the front underneath the frame. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this nut off right here for the steering sector. So let's get that taken care of. So first we're going to take off the belt for the blades, and we're going to take the deck down. This is going to help us free up a lot of workspace. Now to get this off, this is a 5/8 bolt, and you need a little bit of power to get it off. Got your 5/8 bolt and your clutch. Now you can just let your clutch hang, but I like to come up the top where the harness mounts and take that off so you don't damage the clutch. Now you're going to want to lock your parking brake down and drop your drive pulley off as well. So to get this off, you need 15/16 wrench on top and a 3/4 on the bottom. So there's a 15/16 nut up top here, right about. It gets a little dirty up here. Right there. That'll be fine. You want to take your 3/4 on your impact. And you hold that nut. And it drops down. Now be careful, there's going to be a couple of washers. Got your nut. There's a washer behind the plate. And that just drops down. Take your nut out, and there you have it. So the problem we're having today, customer said they can't turn left, and if you look, all the teeth have been ground down on this one side. If you compare that to our new part, all the nice teeth versus all the ground down teeth over here. So now to get this completely off, we have to take these drag links off, and we're also replacing the drag link because it's kind of like a ball joint. Once this thing goes, you lose control of this wheel. So let's get that off. To get that off, you're going to need a 9/16 and a 1/2 inch wrench. And you can also turn it and move it and manipulate it any way you need to get it off. So you're going to put your 1/2 inch wrench down here, and your 9/16 is going to be right here. Now there's going to be a washer. This washer is very important. You want to keep this washer. So there you go. Your drag link definitely shouldn't have as much play as this one has right here. That's definitely a bad drag link as well. So now we'll get this tire out the way, and we'll take the other side off. sometimes these bolts can be a little picky and they don't want to come out of the socket very well. So here we go. Upon inspection, and we'll do a comparison, you'll see that these teeth right here are all kind of ground down compared to these. So we know what our problem is. So let's get it all installed. Now, when you go to reinstall it, you want to remember that this big gear here is connected to your steering wheel. And checking that out, that looks good. So it's going to go on like this. So you know that it goes on like that. Now installing the parts should be pretty easy. Don't forget your washer. Take one of your bolts. Alright, zap that on like that. Now, we're also taking off this drag link right here due to it being worn and have the possibility of breaking within the first few uses. We went ahead and replaced that. So you want to get your 1/2 inch up here. Bring your 9/16 down here. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you guys. Take it off just like that. Don't forget, don't lose your bolts. You also want to do a comparison of your new drag link as well. So what we have here is our old drag link. And see, this is adjustable. So this end goes on the sector gear. And this end goes by the wheel. And this end's adjustable. So you can kind of, like a tie rod, you can kind of adjust it for its in and out. So let's get this new part put on. First, you want to put it on in the back, so that way you can get this back piece all set up and ready to go, and then you can do your adjustments from there. Same thing, just 9/16 on the top and the 1/2 inch on the bottom. There we go. Now this is the fun and tricky part, because now what you want to do is you want to come up, make sure your steering wheel is nice and even. And you see this middle hole right here where my finger's at. You want to get that as even in the middle as you can, because you want to try to keep it straight so that way your wheels will, for the most part, be straight. Now, like I said earlier, these lawnmowers do have a tendency to have a wheel towed to one side, so it's towed outwards or towed inwards, and then you can have abnormal wear, and that's not good for your tires, because these tires aren't exactly easy to replace. So what we'll do is we're going to get this right in here, and we're not going to put it down all the way just yet. Get our washer on, and we just want to get the screws started, or the bolts started, so that way we can let it hang. Because when we move this, this is going to move both of our wheels. So I'm going to set you guys back down. Get this thing reinstalled. Now, do remember that this washer goes right here. The easiest way I've found to do it. You know, try to clean up a little bit of mess. You want to get your nut up there, and if you'll look, this bolt has a groove design, and its groove design is designed to have it fit snugly in there, and this washer goes up here. It kind of acts like a little bearing. So what you want to do is you want to kind of get it as straight and even as possible. This can be kind of difficult sometimes. Just like that. Now, we've got our screw and our bolt. It's going in. Now, I'll show you a different way if it's not leveled and if it's not even, that we can even it out. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start putting everything back together. So you'll grab your 3/4. I use a 1/2 impact. I feel that it works pretty good for just about everything I do. And your 15/16 wrench. And you just want to zip everything back down. Just like that. Now, we're gonna do, before we get everything all nice and tidy, make sure our wheel's nice and straight, and that looks pretty good all the way around the board. So let's get everything put back together. So you're gonna take your 1/2" and your 9/16. You want to get this tightened down pretty well. Sometimes you may have to do it by hand. Depending on how high you can get it off the ground. Get it on there nice and tight, and you also want to tighten this nut right here. Which is also a 9/16, so that way you don't have any play and it doesn't move back and forth on you. And then you just put everything else back together. So that right there is how you replace a drag link and a steering sector gear on a Sears 917 Craftsman tractor. Alright guys, stay dirty and keep wrenching.